Yeah, it was not a U.S. citizen.
Hey, this guy just lies. It's not.
No.
Hey, no. You wanna have a debate, but you don't.
It was not a U.S. citizen. First of all.
You wanna have a debate, but you actually don't debate. There's nothing more ill-faith than this.
So
you're not.
we already have a mic.
Name 2 times. Name 2 times where you've changed
Show me you're losing without telling me you're losing.
What? So you're just going to lie?
Well, first of all, it's not a U.S. citizen. He was living here for a while. He was part of MS-13. Answer yes or no.
Okay.
Should members of a terrorist organization be able to stay in the United States after they've murdered, raped, and gone after American citizens?
Obviously, no.
So we have deported those people back to their country.
The Fifth Amendment
That's what they've done.
calls for due process.
The Fifth Amendment does not apply to foreign citizens
bullshit.
that are here
it says
illegally.
all persons.
No. It's only to U.S. citizens.
That's a lie.
Okay.
He's a liar.
So, okay.
He can't debate. He just lies.
You've now sworn like 3 times. Let's just
What,
calm
you don't
down
like
a little
freedom
bit.
of speech?
Well, I mean, you could say whatever you want if you want to make a fool of yourself, but we do have like 10-year-olds here and 11-year-olds, so can we have some decency?
Whatever.
Okay, you don't care. You're a typical leftist because you only care about yourself,
Who said I was
not
a
about
leftist?
the other people.
What's up, YouTube? Hope you guys are feeling good. Today, guys, we're back here with a new video, guys. Today, we're going to be checking out Charlie Kirk, an arrogant student, okay? Charlie Kirk actually shut down, I think there were 3 arrogant students, so I think 2. And this video, it's going to be beautiful to watch, and I'd love you guys to check this video out with me. Let's see how it goes now. According to Charlie Kirk, because he loves kicking us, let's get right into today's video, guys.
Yes, thank you. Hello. I wanted to talk to you about Palestine versus Israel. And I'm a Jordanian Christian, but I was born in this country. I'm a proud American. But I wanted to know how you can defend our country funding billions of dollars into a foreign government aiding genocide.
So do you mean the money that we send to the Palestinian Authority?
No, the ones that we sent to the IDF.
Okay, so you know we spend money to the Palestinian Authority as well, right? Yeah, billions.
Okay, how?
We give them cash.
We give them, I know, you guys claim to give them care packages and stuff like that, but why are we still defending the IDF?
No, I want to make sure we're morally consistent. So do you agree that we should cut money off to both Israel and the Palestinian Authority?
Yes.
Okay, cut off to both. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you're from Jordan, and so you know the region very well. If you look at the Palestinian Authority, let's just take Lebanon, okay, versus Israel. Which country is more moral or a better place for people to live?
Wait, what? Okay, first, why is that a question? If it's a foreign land, why are we the ones dictating?
No. You have to get our moral. We have to
Okay.
get our moral symmetry right,
Our
and then
moral
we could
symmetry.
determine foreign aid. Again, in the Middle East, because for whatever reason, a country the size of New Jersey, with half the world's Jews, gets all the attention of campus activists.
Yes.
And so, yet there's civil wars in Africa, the slaughter of Druze in Syria, from the annexation of Armenia from Azerbaijan, gets no campus energy. So I just want to understand, just so we're morally clear, where is the best place for a woman such as yourself to live? In Tel Aviv, or in Beirut, Damascus, Amman, or Cairo? Where is it better for a woman to live in the Middle East?
I've been to many of these locations, and I just want to let you know that that's an unfair question, because by us funding Israel, they are bombing Lebanon.
Hold on,
they are
no.
bombing other
We'll get there.
countries.
I just want to know, based on the laws and the customs that
Yes.
Lebanon, Syria, Jordan, the country you're not born in, but that you have ancestry from, Egypt, all have, where is it better for women to live? In those 4 places or in Tel Aviv?
That is, again, no, that's very hard to say. Again, because
Have any of those 4 countries ever had a female prime minister?
why would that matter?
Because Israel has.
Yes, but
Because I find
Jordan-
it interesting that I'm not saying you're on the left, but the campus activists are always about women's rights and women's empowerment. Yet the only country that has actually ever done that in the Middle East is Israel, interestingly enough. But I mean, let me just ask this. Do you think Israel is the good guy in this equation and the other countries are not so good? How would you mark the moral grade here?
I believe Israel is the bad guy. They're using religion as an excuse to take over land. It's a government. Zionism is not Judaism.
So, and then what exactly is Islam doing then?
Well, that's why you, okay, no, like, okay. Islam versus Judaism, that's what the Western media believes is happening, that Jews are fighting Muslims, which is not true. It's a government fighting over another government for land, and they're using religion as an excuse. Why are the IDF soldiers fighting Christian people during Easter? They're not allowing them to go into church.
Actually, that's not true. So let's talk about that. That's a lie. What happened on Easter in Israel?
They were not allowing the...
What was unique about this Easter?
What do you mean what was due to come up? Like, people wanted to worship through
Catholic,
church.
Protestant, and Orthodox Easter all fell on the same day.
Okay,
so therefore, there was a huge surge of Christians to the Holy Church of the Holy Sepulchre, of which, if you're in the Holy Sepulchre, they fight over every square inch of that place. So the IDF came in to actually protect the Church of the Holy Sepulchre and make sure that all these Christians don't start tearing their hair out on the holy day. Just so we're clear.
If the Christian... Oh, sorry, I don't mean to
No,
interrupt
you are actually believing the Arab press in the Middle East, where no one is being denied access to holy sites. And I do have to wonder, so you're a Christian, you know the area well. Do you feel safe as a Christian, you're a Christian, right?
Yes.
Going to Bethlehem?
Yes. We are Christians.
But do you know who controls Bethlehem?
Who controls
The Arab
them?
Muslims control Bethlehem.
And when have they stopped Christians from going
all the
into
time.
churches?
Oh my goodness, it's incredibly
Everyone
dangerous.
here is arguing about this, but no. You guys are all believing things that you see all over
No,
TikTok.
no. It's
a
like,
lot of people are. Like, you say I'm believing Arab media, but a lot of people are believing Western media. Don't you think it's possible for both sides to be lied to?
The Western media is very anti-Israel, for the record. Let's do one final thought experiment, and then we could talk about money. If Israel laid down all of its weapons, what would happen?
If Israel laid down all of its weapons. Okay, they are committing a genocide, and wait.
How
please.
dare you say? No, I got to put. What is a genocide?
A genocide is when you are taking over a land and killing the people senselessly.
Was October 7th a
ethnic cleansing.
genocide?
Okay.
Answer the question. When 1,300 Jews were killed in their homes, kibbutzes, and a music festival, was that a genocide?
No, because no.
By your own definition, it
No.
is.
It was a terrorist act. But it was a terrorist act, but this was all planned by the governments. That's what I'm trying to explain to you.
No. You got to tell me, why was October 7th not a genocide, but what Israel is doing is a genocide?
Israel has the Iron Dome. Why? They could have easily protected the festival. They could have easily protected their people, but they let this Hamas, this little...
They let them in.
They let them in on purpose, yes.
Really? So you
Yes.
think the Israeli government allowed
kill.
Hamas terrorists to come and kill 1,300 innocent civilians, take hostages, and go into kibbutzes?
They needed an excuse to do that to the Palestinians.
What is your evidence of this claim?
Why are they claim to want Hamas. They claim to want
No, what is your evidence that
I know,
Israel would butcher 1,300 of its own people? The worst killing of Jews since the Holocaust. What is your evidence of that?
Look, I don't want to sound rude or offensive towards you, but I'm explaining throughout the news why is, again, they have the Iron Dome. They have they have billions of dollars in defense. They have millions of dollars in military, and they have the power to stop. They allowed the Hamas group to go in.
There is no evidence to your claim. They penetrated.
There's no evidence to your claim
No,
either.
hold on
We're
a second. Hold on a second. Let's talk about how much you know about this. What was special about October 7th? What was the holy day in Judaism?
Okay. I don't want to misspeak. That's the thing.
It's called Shemat Torah, which is like the third holiest day in Judaism. So like half the country takes off. Think about like Christmas and Easter combined times 2. What else? What day of the week was it when it happened?
Again.
No, it's very important. What day of the week?
May you answer, please?
What day of the week?
Again.
Saturday. What happens on Saturdays in Israel?
Worship.
It's Shabbat.
Yes.
The whole country goes to rest. 95% of the country takes off. So they have a holy day and they have Shabbat. The IDF, yes, they took it easy. And so what your belief is that, no, that they weren't necessarily celebrating their holy day and that they were on Shabbat, but the Israeli government allowed terrorists to come and kill their own people?
You're giving
you have to
too
prove
much
that.
credit to governments. You think that the government wants to protect its people. They will sacrifice the people for the greater good. You're giving way too much power to allowing the government to do Well, I know that I came here to hear your opinion on how you can defend Israel. I didn't come to argue because I know I don't have the information to tell you right now. I just got out of class. But I do want to hear your opinion, please. I wanted to hear.
It's very simple. Israel's
can
not
you defend our
Israel's not a
country?
perfect country.
My
But for
question-
whatever reason, the obsession about where half the world's Jews live, which happens to be a small outpost of freedom and liberty with lots of problems, surrounded by literally a billion Muslims, that this is our number one focus geopolitically, that people use the word genocide, and you won't use the word genocide when Jews are killed,
No.
but you do use the word genocide when Palestinians are killed,
please.
shows the moral confusion on this topic. And would you say what's happening in Armenia right now is a genocide?
Look, you are very good at doing this, but I want to explain to you. Look, I want to explain to you my side. Okay, you still didn't answer my question in the original question. How can you defend our government sending billions of dollars to a foreign government? Like,
yes. Okay. So
we
just to
both
be clear,
agreed both should be cut off.
so you believe all foreign aid should be cut off?
We should not be involved in other countries. No.
Period. Okay.
Yes.
So you believe in America only?
Yes, I want our country to succeed. We should be spending the billions on Americans.
So I believe we should limit a lot of foreign aid. I don't believe in America only. Was it a good thing that America got involved in World War II?
Wait, what? Sorry.
Was it a good thing that America got involved in World War II?
I honestly just wanted to hear your opinion. Because
It's an important moral question because you say no foreign aid. Was it good that we got involved in World War II?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so you're not America only. In
No.
fact, you're okay with America sent
But
aid
you think
to
that
the
the
Allies.
Jews are in trouble when they're not. They're bombing the Zionists, the IDF, so are bombing hospitals. They're bombing the schools. They're not bombing
Hold on a
Hamas
second.
places.
Again, there's so much wrong here, but where does Hamas actually keep their weapons?
I'm sorry, they're being loud. I can't hear you.
I won't even get into that. So, Israel, if Hamas laid down all of its weapons,
Yes.
what would happen?
If both sides lay, or just Hamas.
Let's say just Hamas.
Hamas doesn't have they don't have the weapons that Israel does. So if they don't have Israel, no.
Guys, you're not debating,
Don't be angry. Don't be
please.
angry.
Okay.
I'm sorry. What were
It's
we
okay.
saying? I'm not trying to be
I encourage you to
disrespectful
think
towards you.
deep.
I'm just.
No, you're not. I don't care. You can say whatever you want to me. I don't care. I want you to think deeply about this.
Yes.
Because there is a moral confusion happening in the West when it comes to Israel. No one is saying they're perfect. I'm sick and tired of talking about Israel all the time. I happen to be a Christian that loves Israel and actually cares about the fact that I was able to go to Capernaum where Jesus walked on the water, see where Jesus rose from the dead, to go to Hebron. Let me finish. That I was able to go to the holy sites and to be able to walk the streets of the old city. I actually appreciate
And
that.
thank God, so have I. But I'm explaining to you the
Okay,
difference.
I'm finishing.
I'm sorry.
No, but when Muslims take over countries, Christians are not able to always easily navigate or visit them. That is a fact of life. And the final thing is this, is it Israel's values or is it Hamas's values that are a closer fit to the West? And it's not even close. Israel is a small outpost of civilization in an endless ocean of tyranny. You don't have to love Israel. You don't have to wear the flag. You don't even have to support sending it money. But at the very least, you must at least have the moral clarity and the integrity to say, they're not the enemy here. They're defending themselves, and they have a right to exist and a right to be able to broker this war as a war of self-defense as they choose. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you for your
Thank
time.
you. Yes, sir.
All right. Is this thing on? Oh, yeah, I guess it is. All right. My name is Blake.
Watch out, everybody. The master debater is here. This freedom of speech, if you don't like it,
Okay, that's serious.
Why don't come up to the mic? Come on. Come up to the mic. Come on. Come on. Come up to the mic. No, come on. Come up to the mic. Since you're so smart, show the world how smart you are. We'll give you our mic, not your bullhorn. So come on up. Okay. So now we know that you're like a blatant narcissist that needs attention at all times to cut in line. Tell us what's so pressing that you needed to interrupt us before he could even talk.
So let's talk about the 200 people deported without due process to El Salvador. I don't know if you saw this morning, but a United States citizen was actually deported.
It was not a U.S. citizen. That's not correct.
Liar.
It's not a U.S. citizen. It was
What?
actually...
Come on.
No, it was someone that was living here. Yeah, it was not a U.S. citizen.
Hey, this guy just f***ing lies.
Prove him wrong.
It's
Give
not,
his line.
No. You wanna have a debate, but you don't
It was
debate.
not a U.S. citizen, first of all.
you want to have a debate, but you actually don't debate. There's nothing more
Okay,
ill
so-
faith than
Okay,
this.
so
No, you're not.
we already have a
Name,
mic.
name 2 times.
How stupid can you
Name
get?
2 times where you've changed
Show
your
me
mind.
you're losing without telling me you're losing.
What? So you're just gonna lie?
Well, first of all, it's not a U.S. citizen. He was living here for a while. He was part of MS-13. Answer yes or no.
Okay.
Should members of a terrorist organization be able to stay in the United States after they've murdered, raped, and gone after
No,
American citizens?
obviously no.
So we have deported those people back to their country.
The Fifth Amendment
That's what they've done.
calls for due
the Fifth
process.
Amendment does not apply to foreign
That's
citizens
bullshit.
that are here
it says
illegally.
all persons.
No. It's only to U.S. citizens.
That's a lie. He's
Okay.
a liar.
So, okay.
He can't debate. He just
Okay,
lies.
you've now sworn like 3 times. Let's just
What,
calm
you don't
down
like
a little
freedom
bit.
of speech?
Well, I mean, you could say whatever you want if you want to make a fool of yourself, but we do have like 10-year-olds here and 11-year-olds, so can we
don't
have some
care.
decency?
Whatever.
Okay, you don't care. You're a typical leftist because you only care about yourself,
Who said I was
not
a
about the
leftist?
other people.
Who said I was
It's
a leftist?
obvious.
Well, it's very
Yeah, it's
clear
obvious.
by how you're acting. Let me ask you a question. Should we be able to deport terrorists that are here in the United States?
With due process.
And we gave them due process.
What was the due process?
They were part of MS-13.
Then how
It
did
was
it
very clear.
No,
and
that
now
is
they're
not
in an
true.
El Salvadorian jail.
That literally
But
isn't true.
Most
also, why wouldn't
importantly,
they just get deported? Why would they get sent to a jail?
well, deported to a jail. By the way,
Not-
many of these people
not even their country. They're not from
many
El
of these,
Salvador.
Many of these people were already in prisons for crimes that they committed against the United States of America. So do we have a right to decide who is in the interior of the United States?
Yeah.
Okay, so then what's your big
It's
disagreement?
called due process.
Again, the due process,
Hold on.
if every single one of them got their own trial and their own date,
They did not get a trial.
if they
That's
got
the
that,
problem.
if they got that, it would take us 10 years to deport like 200 people. We have a constitutional right to be under the Alien Invaders Act of 1798 to be able to
We're
repel.
not at war.
Well, hold on. We are at war. We've been invaded by 10 million
Congress
people
has
over the
to-
last 4
Congress
years.
has to declare an
Actually,
act of war.
that's not correct. Congress never declared war against Iraq. We never declared war against Afghanistan. We actually never had an official declaration of war against Vietnam.
Well, everybody
the President
knows
of the United
America
States.
commits war crimes
Hold on.
every day.
Okay, that's a separate
And-
issue.
and
but
supports
let's
Israel
stay
committing
let's stay
genocide.
focused. Who is the commander in chief?
Donald Trump.
Yes. So praise God. So if the commander in chief labels an invasion, it is an invasion. So when Venezuela opens up their prisons and sends in and murderers to the interior of the United States, we have the
Give
right.
proof.
We have give you proof. The Venezuelan government has been found with a bipartisan congressional study that they have been sending the worst of their citizens to our country to increase crime, to kill people like Lake and Riley, to come into our communities. We have the opportunity and the ability, based on the laws of the land, to say that this is an invasion from a foreign country and we are repelling it. And by the way, how is it not an invasion when 10 million people come into your country uninvited?
That is an unfact number.
Okay,
That is
then let me
straight
ask,
up
what
pulled
is
out
an
of your
invasion?
ass.
What is an invasion?
I would call an invasion. I would call an invasion similar to Israel taking Gaza.
Hold on.
That's an invasion.
Hold on. No. Don't give me like a definition, like a textbook. Define the term.
It's a military conflict.
Okay, so what you mean when they come with weapons and they're all military-age men and they come into the interior of the United States and that they're being prompted by a government or a cartel? How is that not a invasion?
He's not a king.
No.
Chance
Answer
to
the question.
gaslight
I
it.
never said he was a king. He's a duly elected president. So is it not an invasion?
No, it's called illegal immigration, and you do
okay.
it and you solve it via due process.
Okay,
it's not
so-
an invasion.
At what point would it become an invasion?
Probably whenever they tear down the border and actually steamroll in with military vehicles.
Yeah, we would have no idea what that would look like, right?
No, we do know what it look like. It's what's happening in Israel and Gaza right now.
Okay, that's a whole separate issue that I'm happy to talk to you about.
It's a perfect example of an invasion.
No, hold on.
How is it not?
I actually agree that Israel has invaded Gaza. I agree.
Okay.
Okay, because they're using sophisticated military equipment like the Venezuelan cartel and the drug and the Sinaloan drug cartels.
they're being
Secondly,
funded by
it's
the
planned
United
by
States.
governments.
No.
Second, it's planned by governments. Third, and most importantly, do you think 10 million people that have come into this country since Joe Biden was president, was that good for America?
To be clear, I don't think you're here to actually have a debate because clearly you never change your mind. No. So
Well-
I'm actually not here to debate you.
I've asked you
because
5 or 6 questions
you're an
and you haven't.
ill-faith person.
Yeah, you interrupted me.
Hey,
So-
do you condemn Elon Musk doing Nazi salutes?
Oh, so
Do you? It's simple. It's simple.
It's very simple. It was not a Nazi salute.
do it.
See,
Do it.
I have done it multiple
it.
times.
No,
let me interrupt you.
bullshit. You did
That
the-
is
you
a
did the
that is a
half-ass-
bad
you
faith
did the-
question and
you did the
argument.
half-ass
You just did a
little thing.
Nazi salute.
You
You're a
did the
Nazi.
half-ass.
I can't believe it. Nazi.
No.
Get this Nazi off our campus.
Slams it down to their chest like Elon Musk did.
How about this? You and I both know
right-wing.
You and I both know that
in Germany.
Okay,
you
and I both know that Elon Musk is not a Nazi. It's such a ridiculous, preposterous thing to say. Instead, you are mad.
Why are we using American police to protect his dealerships?
Well, hold on a second. If any place of private property is torched,
why does
your home or a college campus,
why does the richest person in the world need our money to protect his property?
Hold on a second. Dealerships or if private property is threatened by a mob, that is the role of the police to protect private property, whether it be a Wendy's being burned by Black Lives Matter or a Tesla dealership being burnt by angry people like you. The police should protect private property from swarms and mobs and hordes of people that would never build something themselves, want to destroy the property of others. The first and final cause of government is to protect private property rights. That is a good role of the United States Police Force or the FBI or the ATF.
Of the police protecting the dealerships before they even, before a mob is even there.
Hold on, preemptive.
Do you think that's a good use of taxpayer dollars?
Hundreds of Tesla
billionaires' property.
Hold on a second. It's not just billionaires' property. He employs well over 100,000 people. Tesla stock is held by teachers across the country.
And it's dropping not because of Americans, but because of Europe.
Do you want it to drop?
Absolutely.
See that is a sick and twisted worldview.
What you want Target's stock to drop whenever they have an LGBT flag in their stock?
First of all, Target doesn't really. Let me explain. Target doesn't really make anything. Oh, that's nice. Thank you. So Target does not really make anything in this country. That's a separate issue. Tesla.
You're saying the same thing about the dealerships.
Allow me
they
to.
They don't make anything. They just hold the cars.
Allow me to finish. You understand? All Tesla dealerships are owned by Tesla, and they're manufactured in America and designed by Americans, they're made in America.
They're not designed. They're not all made in America.
Hold on a second. Most Teslas are made in America. So what you are cheering for is the disenfranchisement and unemployment of Americans. And that goes back to my point, is that from you interrupting to coming up to the mic, you are an agitator or a leftist that would never be able to build something yourself.
I work in construction and have since the age of 14.
Well, you're not working today, and it is a weekday.
Actually, I took off work, and it's lunch hour.
But let me further complete my point.
I've already worked 20 hours this week.
Allow me to
this
further.
Isn't a job.
Wow, 20.
You call this
20
a job?
hours? Wow.
Yeah, and it's Tuesday. I started yesterday.
Allow me to further complete my point, which is that it is easy to interrupt and to scold and to insult. You know what's hard? To go actually build a company like Tesla or SpaceX. How about you say thank you for Elon Musk rescuing those astronauts that were stranded by Joe Biden? Can you say thank you, Elon Musk, for rescuing the astronauts? Can you say that?
I think Elon Musk for
It's
taking a chainsaw
narcissist.
to the National Park Service, multiple services.
So,
Is it
are you an Eagle Scout?
What would you have to say?
Did you even graduate college? You know,
No.
this guy didn't graduate
I
college?
didn't go to college. I've been able to be pretty successful without a 4-year degree.
College.
Yeah, I did not go to
You're
college.
going to come to college and act like you know
So
fucking better
are we
than everybody?
Are we gonna debate resumes or ideas?
Ideas.
Because
do you
if we
think
want
it's a good
hold
idea
on.
to just
Let's
defund every major
Do you want to
program?
debate resumes or ideas? Because if you want to argue from authority as if you're somehow smarter than I am because you have a meaningless 4-year college degree, or do we want to say who's actually right or wrong? You're engaging in a logical fallacy when you do that.
Do you think it's meaningless to have a degree in construction engineering?
Honestly,
and be a
most
person who
college
wants to
degrees
build
are
this
largely
country?
meaningless. Yes, most college degrees are meaningless, and most of you guys are being totally scammed by being here.
No.
Now, let me further complete the point.
So getting educated is a scam.
Most times, first of all, it's not always an education, and you are perfect evidence that you haven't really been educated. You are hyper hostile. You have no humility. You have very little wisdom about how the world works, and you come and you want so badly to be recognized and noticed, you came with your own bullhorn to cut in line someone who patiently waited to ask the first question. What have you actually learned at this institution except that you're the center of the world and everyone must listen to you? In fact, there is a God and you are not him. And instead of
you go to countries or you go to campuses and agitate people for like this exact scenario.
I sit here and ask questions. You're the agitator, not me.
Prove me wrong.
Yeah, correct. That's free speech.
But how are you having to? This is free speech, and yet you're upset about it.
Well, no, the way that you've conducted yourself, obviously you have a right to do it.
Do you think it's free speech whenever college students protest against Israel committing Gaza
sometimes
and getting black bagged?
Well, it depends.
in Central Louisiana?
Well, it depends. If they storm a library and are violent against other students, then not so much.
What about all the peaceful ones?
It depends on a case by case. But the students want another question, and I do agree with them because you embody the worst of this generation, which is, and
are you looking in the mirror?
And I do look in the mirror. You know what I see? I see a sinner that wouldn't act the way you do, which is constantly interrupting, someone that wants to always be, the center of conversation, hyper narcissistic.
This is what I think. I think
attitude,
you're
personality.
Name two times you've changed your mind because of a debate.
I have changed my mind plenty of times.
Give
In
two
fact,
examples.
I used to be anti-death penalty, and now I'm pro-death penalty. I used to be more libertarian on drugs,
but are you
and now I'm less
are you
libertarian on
abortion?
drugs.
Do you think
I
am
very much against abortion.
You're
in
against
fact.
abortion, even in a case.
Yes, I am.
Aren't
That's
you?
correct.
Wow, ladies,
Yes.
listen up. If you get you're gonna have to hold their baby.
Okay, but let's ask you. Can I ask you a question? If I had an ultrasound of a baby conceived in, or an ultrasound of a baby conceived in a loving relationship, which one is which?
It doesn't matter. That's
no,
about the
because
context.
human rights do not stop based on the method of conception. Human rights are applied to all.
Wow,
in fact, did you know?
So rapists have more rights than a woman.
Well, actually, do you know that there's
about
someone?
the control of
do
their
you know?
body? You're
do you
saying
know
rapists
that
have
there's
more
someone in
control
this audience?
than the woman being
did you
raped?
know there's someone in this audience that was conceived in? Can you tell me who it is?
It doesn't matter.
No, tell me who it is. Because
it doesn't matter. Why? What does that matter?
Because
you're
what matters is babies conceived in don't get less human rights just because they were conceived in a nasty, ugly, evil way. Human rights apply to all people.
You're talking about a person versus an unborn fetus.
Oh, so what's the difference between an unborn baby and a person? What is the moral difference?
Well, one is living and breathing.
Well, how is the baby not living in utero? It has a heartbeat.
It would not live without the woman.
Hold on, but my 6-month-old baby won't live without my mom. It won't go hunt and gather for itself. My 10-month-old baby won't hunt and gather for itself. So how's that any different than a 2-month in utero?
It doesn't matter.
Well, hold on. No, answer the question. Answer the question. You used a degree of dependency argument.
Have more rights.
No, I don't. I think that all human beings have rights because they're made in the image of God, and every human being has a right to life and not the right to be exterminated or extinguished.
Every human
just
being
because
has the right to life. You just said
Correct.
you're pro-death penalty. What the fuck are you talking about?
Okay, so, all right, so
it can't be both.
Okay, yes, it can. So
wow. So some lives are more important than others. That's what you're saying.
What did the person that was on death penalty do to get that punishment?
It depends on the crime.
They killed somebody.
No, that's not
if
always
you
true.
kill
It depends
somebody,
on the
then your
crime.
life should be taken from you.
Not true.
Well,
it's dependent on the crime.
Hold on a second. Show me an instance of somebody who got the death penalty in America.
Don't burden me with the responsibility of educating you.
Show me an instance of somebody who got the death penalty in America the last 30 years that did not commit a capital offense.
I don't need to.
It does not exist. So therefore, a baby in utero did not go kill somebody. Somebody on death row killed somebody.
Yeah,
Are you smart enough or educated enough to see the difference between a baby in utero who did nothing wrong or someone that shut up a school?
Do
you see the moral difference?
Is women having control over their own body.
I agree.
That's the
so
issue.
I actually agree. In fact, I agree so much that unborn.
Yeah, especially when you get.
I agree so much that unborn girls in the womb should not be killed because their body should also be respected. If it's not your DNA, it's not your choice. If it's not your DNA, it's not your choice. Thank you for your time, and I hope you'll learn something throughout your long life.
Suck it.
Hey, this guy.
Thank you.
This guy is all uppercase
Thank you.
thumbs and lowercase t.
Thank you. So who do you guys think won that? The narcissist or me? Who do you think?
Who's the one that's surrounded by people?
You do not have
Whether or not the mic gets cut
you
off.
do not have a permit for that speakerphone.
Charlie doesn't like free speech. That's it. He cut off my mic because he doesn't like free speech.
You do not have a permit for that. If you want to go talk, go get a permit.
It's called free speech.
Well, actually, you do have a right to speak, but we as an organization have a permit to use amplification based on university code because you didn't go fill out the paperwork because you were.
No, I don't need.
You were just given the mic. It's fine. Sir, please come up to the mic.
I can yell if I need
permit to yell?
Please ask the next question.
Do I need a permit?
Please ask the next question.
All right.
Do I need a permit to yell? Huh? Do I need a permit to yell?
This guy's a crazy guy. He just proved Charlie right that college is actually a scam. He just proved Charlie's point. Every single thing Charlie's saying, he just proved it. Like right from the education aspect, he said Charlie did not go to college. It's not a bad thing. Because someone did not go to college does not mean you that went to college you're more smarter than the other person. You understand? So he just proved Charlie that number one, he's a delusional man. Number two, that he's uneducated in a way, even if he went to college. He's not a smart man. Let me just use the word. He's not a smart man. The guy with the bullhorn. Because why in the world are you going to skip the line and interrupt a debate going on? Why? You just want attention to yourself by carrying a bullhorn and screaming out loud. He was an arrogant person. He's someone who is unapologetic. He's also someone who, out of everything, Charlie was very, very understanding, number one. Charlie gave an instance of Elon Musk helping astronauts who were actually stranded. I mean, he was stranded out of space. Instead of him to be grateful of what Elon Musk did, he was still against Elon Musk. The hatred, the bitterness, it baffles me how some people can be so wicked in their hearts just because you do not agree with a man, his policy. How in the world will you be this wicked? Out of the good someone do that Elon Musk has done, this typical leftists and liberals, they don't see it. It's only the side they choose to see that they would say evil or hurtful things about Elon Musk. Every single time. I love how Charlie handled him in a very respectful manner. Then the lady who is against Israel, she's an anti-Israel. It's obvious by her behavior. She just don't want to see the rights in Israel. She feel like everything was done by the government. That Israel government is creating war for Israel. How in the world are you going to tell me that Israel government intentionally want to kill 1,300 of the people? The second worst killing after the Holocaust. It's a very, very terrible thing to say about Israel government. The Jewish people have been through a lot. That's why whenever anyone come to want to kill that people, they tend to get angry and furious. They tend to be more protective, like a mother who's protecting her children, because they have lost a lot of lives. Like a lot of Jewish people have actually died, and it's not that there are too many in that number. They are in little proportion, and a lot of Jewish people have actually died. So instead for them to keep their religion going and their belief going, they don't want to lose any other lives. So when they see a threat, they want to eliminate the threat. The woman, the anti-Israel woman, she's just, let me call her an hypocrite. Whenever Israel do something, she calls them evil. Whenever it's Hamas done, she does not see any fault in it. Do you understand? She does not see any fault in what Hamas are doing. She only sees fault in what Israel are doing. What do you call that? That is a word of hypocrisy. Like, it's a terrible thing to do. For you, Israel, just the bad guys, and they are always one doing evil. Then Hamas are the one doing good. Do you know how many people have been butchered, killed, slaughtered by Hamas? There's a full family I saw on news. I will keep on saying this during my video. The full family were actually beheaded by Hamas. It's a terrible view to see. It's very, very terrible. So whenever you're telling me that Hamas are not bad or such a thing, or you are defending Hamas, I'll be like, what are you saying? Do you know who that group is? They're terrorists. They don't care. Their main aim is to kill Jewish people. That is just their main aim. And you are here defending them. This was serious. These students are actually arrogant for me. Very, very arrogant. And their viewpoint is terrible to listen to. Comment down below what you think about this video. Give us a thumbs up. Share this video as many as can. Subscribe to our channel, guys. And we'll see you guys in the next video. Make sure you stay safe.